and we add a little whiskey to it for some flavor. And then once we mix all that in, then we add anywhere from 33 to 35 cups of flour and some baking powder. And so we're going to go ahead and add all that and get that whipped up, and then that's our finished product for the dough.
All right.
Okay? So why don't we go ahead, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get my measurement so I can measure out some vanilla. And we just do it by a shot glass. That's our measurement. We put in about 4 shot glasses of vanilla. Some people, if you don't want to do the whiskey, you can add almond extract, or you can do almond extract and vanilla with the whiskey. It's just kind of your preference of taste. So we're going to add this, and then we need to add one more thing over here. Put the good stuff in. And we're going to add 3 shots of this. We do 4 shots of the vanilla, and we're going to do 3 shots. Oops, let me get the last of this out. And then we're going to add 1 more shot of whiskey.
Okay. Any particular brand?
Nope, just whatever you have on hand. Just for some flavor. Okay, and we'll get that whipped up, and then we're going to add our flour. And we've got to measure out our flour, and then I've got to go get some more flour. So if I can take a break a minute.
Get out of her way.
I'll take the car back.
Boy, we just made that, kid.
Oh,
Little bag of flour there.
just a little bag.
Gosh.
Took the sharp one. Oh, here it is, Connie. Now give me a knife. Oops. This so I don't have a mess on our hands. Now, usually when you're at home, you're not working with 50 pounds of flour at a time, hopefully. It's a little easier. This goes here. And then what we do is we'll just measure out our flour. And like I said, we do 33 to 35. We do 33 to 35 cups, depending on, it depends on the humidity, believe it or not. There's a lot of humidity in the air. Even though you're inside baking, you have to add more flour. If you have a rainy day, sometimes, that'll do it. Today we noticed there was humidity in the kitchen. Even though it's nice out, we had to add some more flour. And the way you can tell that is if it's sticky.
Really?
After you've put the flour in and you've mixed everything up, if your dough has a sticky feel to it, then you need to add some more flour.
Okay.
But if you do that, you want to just add a little bit at a time, because you don't want to put too much in.
Yes.
And then it's too tough. And then your dough cracks and it's hard to work with. So,
What was your name?
my name is Connie Jorgen. And we got one more batch to put in, and then we'll get this mixed up. Oh gosh.
What's 1914? The store.
Don't need to sift it.
No, we don't need to sift it. Now, if I'm doing it at home, if I do it in a small batch,
Right.
I may use cake flour.
Oh, yes.
or you can sift it, but in those large quantities, we'd never get it done.
Okay, yes.
Okay, and then I think we need to, I just want to make sure this is enough baking powder that we need. Ruth Ann, is this all the baking powder? Okay, then we put our baking powder in, and then we're going to move this over here, right in front of the mixer. And then we just kind of stir this in a little bit. And I just keep it on low speed. And then we're just going to pour it in here. And it's just going to start mixing. Because if you get it going too high, then you got flour everywhere. And then you just let that beat up. And you can tell, usually when it pulls away from the sides, that's a good mix. And then that way you don't, you shouldn't have to add any more flour if it pulls away from the sides. So we'll go ahead and get all this in here and get this mixed up. And then it's ready to go. And then the ladies all they do is they just form it, and depending on what size you want it, we just form it into balls and then kind of flatten it. Now, one little tip that a lot of people do, they'll take their thumb and put their thumb in the middle to give it just a little bit of a divot. And then that just, the reason they do that is for the powdered sugar to stick better after you put it on. And it's good if you can put the powdered sugar on, once they come out, you take them off the pan hot, the powdered sugar tends to stick better when they're hot. So, now some of the ladies were telling me yesterday that when they make it, they put a little ouzo on top of the cookie when it comes out. They just, just a little bit, and then they put their powdered sugar on. So we've never done that, but they said and I've heard that from quite a few of the ladies, so it must be an old tradition. So we're just going to get the last of this in here. If I can do it without getting flour all over you. The last of that in there. And then usually I stop it so we can get all this, because it just tends to collect up here. And we just want to get all this in here and get that down. And then I'll put it on like a medium speed just to get it mixed real well.
For sugar, we usually put the egg
we'll
yolks
just tell you
in.
that we've already put them in.
Yes, 16 egg yolks.
Also
after the powdered sugar.
And then we're just getting this all mixed up.
And now it's all done.
Okay. We're doing Kourambiedes this morning.
Okay.
And Carol's scooping up the dough with an ice cream scoop. And I'm rolling it and putting an indentation so that when they're baked, it will hold its powdered sugar. And of course, these will puff up and they'll be bigger.
Today, I gave up a London date and I gave up this.
And we're out of dough.
Yeah,
I know.
we're waiting for more.
Good.
In at a time. So when they're thick and thin, I have to keep readjusting. And don't ask me how many I've baked.
That's my next question.
I just keep putting them in the oven.
Okay.
They bake for approximately 25 minutes at 325.
See, I got one down here that's brownie. The ovens don't bake evenly all the time.
Yes.
So I have to keep an eye on them. And sometimes the edges,
Do you turn the pans around halfway? during
I
the
just
baking?
did this.
Yeah.
I think that needs a little more time.
Yeah.
But I go by the timing first. Then I open this up because you can't always get a good picture between. This has got 5 more minutes, and see, some of them are thick. I think those will do. Sometimes I'll. Yeah, those. Have to be the right color.
Yes.
I forgot to bring my pedometer again.
Oh dear.
Wanted to see how tired I am.
Aw.
Now these are a little more. That's okay. And those, yeah. Those are the thinner ones. Yeah, a little more.
We have your name?
Yes, Theona Russell, and I'm a member of the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church in Dayton, Ohio. And we're getting ready for the festival this year, after Labor Day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So come and be with us and join us and have some Greek domadias or a salata, which is a salad. And we're doing today, we're preparing the Kourambiedes, which is a powdered cookie. And you can see we're putting the finished product down, but we're adding the confectionery sugar on it, which makes it extra delicious. And they'll be for sale at the pastry booth. And I'm just putting some powdered sugar on them gently. Then we're going to put them individually in individual little containers, and they'll be for sale at the pastry booth. And we'd love to have each and every one of you here. We love to cook, and we love to have community around us, and we like to share our culture with you. So come and join us. I don't know what else to say.
It's over there, sweetie.
I'll have her break one of these open and then we'll set the...
And take a bite now.
Just get one of these here and break them open.
I'll take the little one. And this I'm going to break it open, the Kourambiedes, and see how delicate it is. And also it has some confectionery sugar in it, and butter and flour, and some other secret ingredients. And then they're baked, and they're brought in here to put out on the table, and then we put confectionery sugar on them. And they have butter in them too, so that's not a secret ingredient,
Yeah.
but oh.
Melt in your mouth.
They melt in your mouth. And you have to be careful when you eat them because you can get confectionery sugar all over you. But that shows that you've been to the festival, so come and join us. Delicious.
Separate these baking cups, take them over there to the ladies, and they put the Kourambiedes in there. I think if I had an air hose, I could blow them open, but I haven't tried that yet. Anyhow, we got to do about 8,000 of these. That's about how many Kourambiedes they make every year, which is quite a few. A lot of dough, a lot of powdered sugar. Anyhow, Next week we'll be working on the Kourambiedes. That don't require any cups. Then the following week we'll be on the baklava, and it takes the cups with aluminum foil. And then you can see what a tedious job it is.
I'm having so much fun.
And it has to be done.